Hi guys, I don't have a Q&A on my YouTube. So I asked you guys some questions on Instagram and Twitter, and you guys gave me a lot. Like, this might be my longest video, which is good because I've been a lazy hoe and I haven't been filming. Where are you from? I am from, I don't really know where I'm from actually. I'm a military kid. My mom and dad were both in the Army. We got stationed in Fort Bragg and had me there in a military hospital. And then when I was 1 year old, they relocated and got stationed in Hawaii, and they just retired there. So I spent most of my life there. I did move around a little bit. I always ended up going back to Hawaii though, because that just felt like that was the only home I knew. Why did you join the Army? So, like I said, my mom and dad were both in the Army, but that was just not something I ever wanted to do. I grew up always wanting to sing or act or be in front of the camera or have a really interesting career. I tried to work to afford to go to college on my own, and it was just not happening for me. I have to suck it up, do what my parents did, and enlist in the Army, and that's what I did. What unit were you with in the Army? So I never liked to disclose which unit I was with, but now I feel more comfortable doing that. I don't post pictures of me in uniform. I feel like that's something very special and private that I want to keep with my family. But my unit I was with 25th ID in Hawaii on Schofield Barracks. And then my last year, so I did 5 years in the Army. My last year, I actually was stationed in Monterey, California. I chose to do 1 more year active duty. I really only needed to do 4 years, but I really wanted to experience another duty station before I stopped. I'm very, very proud and happy of my military career. I would never change anything. How did you get into adult? So my last year in the military, I started camming, which isn't allowed, by the way, but I can talk about it now. I really wasn't making a lot of money, and the cost of living in Monterey, California was so expensive, probably just as expensive as Hawaii, if not more, which is crazy. It really helped me pay my rent and pay for groceries and travel to see my family. I started making a big chunk of change webcamming because I would do it so consistently every night. As soon as I got off, I would work from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then go home and webcam until midnight and then do it again every single day. I felt like I could afford the goals I had before I joined the military. So as soon as my contract ended, I got out, and the next day COVID hit, the pandemic hit. I started getting really lonely webcamming and doing college online because the schools were closed. My cam fans were my best friends. I didn't have any friends in the Bay Area. So my fans were the ones who sent me agencies and sent me avian.com and told me to go on there and look for legitimate agents. I didn't really have a product. All I had were pictures of me in uniform. I remember I submitted pictures of me in uniform to all these agencies and no one responded. And finally one did. They said, you know what, we'd never seen you work before, so we're gonna have a company fly you out to Arizona. So I shot the scene, and it was titled Machine Gunner shoots her first video or something like that for some amateur site. It did really well. So the agency called me up, and the next day I flew out and I started getting bookings. Do you miss the military? I really did. I had an 8-year contract with the Army, and it was 4 years active. I ended up doing 5 because I wanted to. And then it was 4 years inactive, which is basically you're not in the reserves, like the weekend warrior kind of thing. You are completely out of the military. You don't have to go show up to work. So my contract actually just ended in July 2023, a month ago. This whole time I was shooting in the adult industry, I could have been called back to the military. There are times when I miss the people, I miss the lifestyle, I miss the men in the military compared to the guys in LA. But honestly, it would be really hard, I think, to be in the military and have these videos of me on the internet. So I feel like that was a chapter of my life that I'm really, really happy about, and I feel like it just went so perfectly, and I'm ready to be open to experiencing something new. I just feel like I need to close that door, and I am at peace with moving on in life. What is something you value from your old career and new career? That's a good question, actually. Something I value from my old career, loyalty. Those are the most loyal people I think I will ever have met in my life. It's really rare to find, actually. Now that I'm out of the military, I'm realizing it's not everywhere. And something I value from my new career is chemistry. I actually am very protective of it because it's very rare for me. Sex, I feel like, is just very different and just feels so much better. Do you still keep in contact with people from the military? Yes, I do. Like I said, a few of my best friends that like I'll spend holidays with sometimes, or just like randomly go visit because we're kind of all over the world. I really value my relationship with them. I think they're gonna probably be in my life forever. If you could pick a different career, what would it be? I actually wanted to be a newscaster. I just knew I wasn't very talented. I wasn't the most talented person, but I loved being in front of the camera. I loved entertainment, and I always wanted to be like an e-newscaster, not like a CNN or like a political newscaster, but like a fun entertainment one. How did you become so independent? I actually remember the moment when I became like this because I wondered that too. I was going to school in Hawaii and I was a freshman, and I immediately was like, I don't want to be here. I need to figure out how I can leave and get out of this. So I went up to a counselor and I was like, can you just show me all the classes I need to take the next few years so I can leave high school early? So I did. I was able to graduate a year early. It was really when I realized I had full power and control over my life and my future. I just had to ask. Like, I just had to ask for things and make it fucking happen. And I did. And I carried that with me in the military. I carried that with me in adult. What do you love about LA and what do you hate? I love the opportunities. I love how fast I feel like my career moves and my life moves in LA. What do I hate? The fact that everyone's there for that reason. So I feel like a lot of people are not genuine and they kind of use people to get to places in life, and it's just kind of selfish. Is it hard to date? It was hard to date before I shot videos. So I feel like no matter what career you're in, it is really hard to date. Now I just kind of have to like find someone who's comfortable with what I do. Do you have a boyfriend? I do not. I like to date. I don't have anything serious going on, and I honestly think if someone isn't claiming you, you shouldn't claim them. So until someone claims me, then I am single. What kind of guy are you attracted to? I don't know. I don't really have a type. I feel like I actually like guys who like are a little rough looking. Like whether it's facial hair or like a little chubby, like I don't care. I know this is corny, but I always fall for people's personalities, and looks are like second to me. Would you ever get married? I actually did get married once in the Army. I was seeing this guy for only a few weeks, and I was like, you know what? In the military, you get better benefits, you get paid more, you can move off post. I was getting harassed a lot in the barracks. Men were stealing my panties out of the laundromat. I was one of the only female in an infantry barracks out of like 300 guys. And he also got in a lot of trouble because he was like, he punched someone in the face for me one time who was being rude or disrespectful. I was like, you know what? It's better if we just get married and we both can like be happy off post away from all these people. That obviously is not the way you should get married. If I ever get married again, I will do it the right way. I am divorced. I am grateful though. I am grateful for that person, and I'm grateful for that experience. I've learned a lot, and it was a really nice time in the military for me. So I am very grateful to them. Would you leave the adult industry for a guy? I think that really depends where I am in life. I would not feel comfortable right now quitting. I would definitely need some kind of other career going on before I would consider that. What is your relationship like with your family? My mom is very religious. She's very, very Christian. So I see her once a year. We just have very different views and opinions on things. And then my dad is my best fucking friend. Like, he actually knows what I do. I think he found out watching videos online with his girlfriend, and then I popped up. Awkward. He texted me like, are you doing XXX? And I didn't respond. My heart just dropped. I was like, fuck, like my best friend, the person who was so proud of me for joining the military, like I'm gonna disappoint them. But he actually responded and was like, I'm so fucking proud of you. I see you're up for Best New Starlet Award at AVN. He actually heavily follows my career, but not in like a weird way. He will like watch my podcast and root for me. He's like, honestly, you're doing it safe and you're making money and it's a career for you. And I'm really proud of you. You're building a brand, you're building an empire. So we're on really good terms and we talk all the time. He's still in Hawaii. I need to go see him soon. Maybe I'll put him in a vlog. What advice would you give someone who wants to start an OnlyFans? I feel like everyone is on OnlyFans and it's actually really, really hard to grow and get to the top 0.0001% or whatever the fuck people are so proud of and put in their bio. Market yourself and really get your name out there to actually bring in subscribers and fans. Get your name out there in other ways so you can promote your sites. It's actually really not easy, and I do think that if you're thinking about it, just fucking do it. But do know once you start doing things where you're showing a nipple or you are doing more XXX style things, people are gonna continue to expect that from you. So whatever content you create, just be consistent with it and start slow. And be sure that's what you wanna do. Once you put something on the internet, it's there forever. Any plans for new content? Yes, I actually am trying to put out a new video on my sites once a week. So I try to do 4 collabs a month. So yeah, new content is constantly coming. I actually prefer doing my own videos because I can control who I'm working with. I can control if I want a videographer there or not. I can control the wardrobe, my makeup artist. I love doing my own content. Aren't you shooting more frequently for sites? I will say I am getting a little more pickier with who I shoot for and what I shoot, who I'm shooting with, the makeup on set. I am putting a product out there. Everything I put on the internet is my brand. It represents Kayley Gunner, and I want it to be really fucking good. I'm fortunate enough to be able to not have to shoot every single day, but I also worked really fucking hard for that. This was like the ultimate goal for me, was to have more free time and more freedom to do my own thing. Maybe I'll shoot a few times a month for companies, but I do like working on my own stuff more. What adult companies do you like to work with? Browsers is my favorite. I always vocalize this. I love Browsers so much. They're one of the most professional companies and they're the most fun set to be on. So that's definitely my favorite company. What is the most rewarding thing about building your brand? Definitely the fans, obviously. I fucking love my fans. It's very rewarding when I hear that I inspired someone in some way or people love the content I'm putting out there. It really means the world to me. Literally the reason I do everything I do. I just really appreciate all your support and love you guys so much. These are a lot more questions than I thought. I'm gonna answer one more. What's next? I honestly don't know. I like not knowing what's gonna happen next. I'm very kind of like go with the flow. That's probably like the Hawaii in me. Also guys, I did drop a really big new project. I dropped my first stroker, my first toy ever on the market. It's with Kiru. So make sure you guys get that. It literally moves to my movements in my videos. But as far as what's next, yeah, I don't really have any idea, and I guess we'll just have to watch and find out. That's why I love YouTubing, because it's kind of like a digital diary. Try to do another one of these Q&As in a few months because I know there's a lot more questions you guys have for me and my life is always changing. So I love to update you guys. Thank you for your support. Mwah.